Hi y'all, my name is Sam and I am a licensed esthetician in Arizona. I want to start uploading on this page again to talk more about my experience as an esthetician, things I've learned, things I'm working on, all that stuff. So a little background about me. Well, to begin with, this episode is going to be probably about five mistakes that I made as a solo esthetician and what I would do differently. So I'm an acne specialist in Arizona. I also do microneedling, corrective treatments, chemical peels. A lot of my clients either have severe acne, and I treat all skin tones, all Fitzpatrick's. I started working from home like 4 or 5 years ago. The first 6 months I built up my clientele and I worked from home, and then I moved into a salon suite with my friend for like a year or two, and then I got my own suite in the same building. So that's just a little spiel about me if you want to know like who you're getting advice from, I guess. So one of the first mistakes I think I made as a licensed esthetician solo would be not separating my bank accounts from the beginning. Guys, I'm almost 5 years in and I'm barely doing that now. My tax guy is like, girl, what are you doing? It just like makes filing taxes so much more difficult because I'm literally itemizing what products I bought, what supplies I bought for my room, what expenses were for a business trip, what was for personal. So last year I did spend a lot of money on bookkeeping and like organizing all that. And then this year I'm like getting caught up in organizing it. I'm just not a like math and numbers person. I hate that side of the business. So yeah, I would say from the very beginning, even when you don't have clients, even when you're starting from home, like get a separate business card and like literally separate it out. So that would be the first thing I would change. The second mistake I made was not, and I'm just being transparent so that way like new estheticians, you guys can learn. But the second mistake I made was not realizing that your state tax, at least if it applies in your state, I'm in Arizona, your state tax is quarterly and you should pay quarterly. And if you don't, you get penalties. So I also had my tax guy help me like get caught up on that. And that just comes from like when you sell products and things like that, like you do owe state tax on that. So if you don't pay that quarterly, you're gonna have to get caught up on it at some point. So that was another mistake I made. What else? I think another mistake I made, well, this is like, there's pros and cons and you have to decide what's right for you. I worked for myself right away. And the reason I did that was because it was COVID. So I actually did apply to a ton of spas and no one was hiring. So I was like, okay, this is my chance to like start something for myself. But the con with that, like not working for someone, is you're gonna spend more money on additional trainings, additional education, extra classes. Like you have to teach yourself everything and you have to find different people who are specialists, versus if you like work at a spa, like they pay you and you get free training. So I have spent a lot of money on training. I don't regret it, and I've made a lot of like friends along the way. But yeah, that would be up to you if you would rather work for someone, do commission, and then get trained by them, or just pay for it yourself. What other mistakes did I make? I think another mistake that I made, or like things that if I could do differently I would just be like, think about who you're sharing a room with in the beginning, and if you even want to share a room. Like there's different ways to go about it. You can find somewhere like an office space or like a cheaper place, but yeah, just be careful who you room with, because when you work together you don't want there to be any drama or discord. So yeah, what else? I think another mistake that I made would be maybe limiting myself on like what I learned. Again, this is like pros and cons and how you look at it. Like I only did facials the first 4 years. So I'm very good at them. I'm an acne specialist. I kind of like became obsessed with it. But now when I'm adding new things, it's like starting all over. So pros and cons, you can try to learn it all at once and dibble and dabble and see what you like. Now I'm learning lashes, brow lamination. I learned Brazilian waxing last year. So I don't know. I think this list is turning a little bit into pros. I'll make a separate video about that. But yeah, I think when you're starting out, if you know, okay, I want to try to offer everything, let me take all these different classes. But if there's one area that you really love, it's okay to hone in on it. But if you want to venture out, if popularity of that service changes, you know, you do need to make sure you have other skill sets to like supplement your income. Yeah, I think those are the 5 biggest mistakes. If you guys are an esthetician, comment down below what are some mistakes that you made. I'll probably do a part 2 if I think of some more, but yeah, learn from me. And yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and then I'll be making more videos. I think next I'll do like 5 things I'm glad I started with, and then I'll probably talk more about like how to even get your own salon suite and things like that. So stay tuned.